It is Sunday, the 16th of May, live from the Appalachian Trail. Look. I now declare this the fallen forest. Look at that one. It was caught almost perfectly horizontal by its buddies. That's fascinating. And most of the time, when trees fall, they do not hit the ground, which is comforting if you're sleeping in a tent. Although I would imagine you have to bring an extra pair of underwear if it comes that close. But you could live. I mean, look at that. There's a space there. And this one is also almost horizontal. Almost tempted to walk out on it. But I am not in my 20s anymore, and I don't do that stupid stuff. Almost used the other word. Or I try not to. Although some would say just being here is the same thing. Now, this is what inspired me to take out the camera, is I felt like I was walking through the jaws of an alligator in this particular situation. You had to get up and over that, while you have this one looming over your head, which is just barely supported by those, and that root looks like it's supported by that part and could come down at any moment. So you did have a little bit, or I did, had a little bit of that fear of I'm sticking my body in an alligator's jaw. And look at that. I'm going to walk back into the alligator's jaw. See that tree? You see that notch? Now, I don't know if that's normal, that just happened, stuff like that. But I've been told the Native Americans used to do stuff like that as like road signs. It was their ways of navigating. Turn here, stuff like that, or this is where the good water is, or, you know, it was a form of communication. And road signs. I'm damn near at the top of this whatever climb, because the trees are getting thinner and thinner. I'm headed to Tri-Corner Shelter, and the reason we're doing that, it's only like a 6-mile day, so that's not so bad, is because the Cosby Shelter, the one after it, is closed because of bear activity. So you're not supposed to hang around there, because you don't want to disturb the bears. And we don't really want encounters between humans and bears, because somebody gets the short end of the stick. Sometimes it's the human, sometimes it's the bear. Anyhow, we're headed there, and that will make tomorrow a 15-mile day. Neither Ricky or I have ever done a 15-mile day. We've done double digits a few times, 11s, 12s, but never a 15. So she's more concerned about it than I am, because we've been doing better than 1 mile an hour. You know, it's tough, but if we keep our minds focused, we've been doing that. So I'm proposing we try to get up between 5 and 5:30, get packed up, and get out by 6. That way, if we default to our speed of, which we know we can do, 1 mile an hour, you know, averaged over the day, there'll be a couple of 15-minute, 10 or 15-minute breaks in there. But talking going uphill is harder than not talking going uphill. Anyhow, that would give us 12 miles at 6 o'clock. The sun sets pretty much around 8:30. At 8:39 last night, I could still see around. So that's another 3. That would be 15 to 9 o'clock. I'm pretty sure we can cut an hour or 2 off of that and get in between 6 and 7 if we start at 6. Perhaps even better. And the reason I'm doing this when she's not around is because she gets upset when I do math and argues with me. Because yesterday I was very happy when I realized we are crossing the 10% mark today. We're going over 220 miles, which means we've, out of 2,200, we've got 10% done. Now I'm a little disappointed that it took me 45 days to do it, but I'm glad I did it. Because if you multiply that by 10, that means it's going to be 450 days. Now, I realize I'm doing much better than I was, and we're just doing more miles than 5 miles a day at this point. However, the average is 5, and that's where she's getting upset. She's, no, we did 8 miles the other day. We're not doing 5. And I tried to explain it's an average, and she had just got very upset. So, rather than argue, I just keep my mouth shut now. Especially when it comes to math. But we are, I think, very capable of doing 10-mile days plus. And I'm hoping in 100 miles from now or so, when we're in Virginia, because most people speed up there, we will be able to accomplish 15s, which will bring the average up. I don't know if I'll be able to get it up to 10. It's so late by the time we're getting here to this level, but I very well may, and that would be nice. Because if I can do that, well, we'll talk more about math later, but I mean, it could be done in a lot less than 450 days. That would be 220 if I could get the average up to 10. So, anyhow, that's basically what I'm thinking. Anyhow, I got a lot more up to do, so I want to focus on my breathing. I've worked on it, and I can do it pretty good now. I modified my last technique, and if I just focus and breathe with my stomach, the bottom half of the lungs are being used more efficiently, and I'm not having trouble going up the hills like I am now because I'm talking. So I need to stop, catch my breath, recalibrate, and focus on correct breathing. And I'll talk to you later on. No doubt beyond the top. Or maybe at the top. See you later. May. It's a good day. We are trying to get to the Davenport Gap campground, which is 15 miles from where we started. It's about 9 o'clock, and it's not even on the map where we're going, but it came from Tri-Corner Knob, so we've done 3.7 since 6 o'clock. So in 3 hours, it's better than a mile an hour. So 3 would be it. So it looks like we're going to make it, assuming things continue. Because we got up at 6, figuring at 1 mile an hour, 6 to 6 is 12 hours. And then you got 13, 14, 15 would be 9. I'd rather get there at 6. Much rather get there at 6. But if we have to, we can still make it. The sun's still usable at about 8:30, so it would be a half an hour darkness. And I'd rather avoid that. And I'd rather have time to set things up and eat in an orderly fashion. So, pushing today. See you later. But there has been a couple of beautiful things, but I'm pushing hard enough that I'm not taking the time to look at them. And they do look very similar to other ones that I've taken. So, alright, pushing on.